right? Sometimes you can associate with living, surviving, as gambling at the same time, because everybody could be killed at any given moment, right? A meteorite could hit your house. You can't prevent that, right? Anything could happen. You could be in a car crash or car crash into your house. I don't know, airplane flew into your house. Every moment is gambling, right? But obviously, the decision that you make also affect that probabilities, right? Some probability is really hard to avoid. Some probability, but all of them you can educationally, skillfully calculate. For example, you have to account for the possibility of getting shot randomly. Maybe you can go to a different neighborhood where there's less gang activities and the chance is lower, or gated community. You can make different decisions that's curved different rate. But in general, life is gambling. You could get heart attack right now and die. I mean, there's always a possibility. Genetic cell could splice differently, and then you got cancer. Yeah, it's always a probability, right? How can you account for that? Well, eating healthy doesn't always help you with avoiding cancer 100% of the time. So there's a gambling element to life. But at the same time, your skill and your decision making will curb that risk, that probability. For example, I think one of the better explanation is, well, not one of the better, but one of the explanation, demo, is think of life as blackjack, right? Everybody knows the basic rule of blackjack. You know, that's why everybody have like a 45, 48, 47% win rate. Right, the house always like 53. That's a general statistic. That's when you play the average bet, right? However, for some people who play harder, to do enough research from scratch, let's say, especially in life, there's well, they have better probabilities. They can make it 50-50. 50-50. If they count card, do everything necessary, those are considered the 1%. Those are the people who are using their skill and ability to curb that possibility onto their own flavor. Or some people who are below the middle, right? The middle, you could consider that middle class, I guess. And people who are below that, they don't know how to play. They don't care to learn. They're just complete random. They don't know. They're making complete chaotic decisions in blackjack. Those are actually the minority. Most people do play sensible, right? But there's also the bottom 1%. They're all over. They don't know what's going on, right? So if you think about it, most people play blackjack just the regular way. They don't think too much. They have their little book that tells them exactly what to do. They don't remember cards. They don't count cards. They just, looking at their probabilities average. That's what most people are. But you have to know the system. Again, you have to know the system to give yourself a better possibility. When it comes to value system, it doesn't change your life too much, but it gives your life enough changes. It helps you to win it better, right? It's like when you're playing game of life, you have to understand life. If you want to play blackjack to win, you have to understand blackjack. And if you really investigate blackjack, then you have to know, not based on the, not just fighting based on what's present, but you have to predict. You have to use the past, the present to predict the future. You have to remember some patterns, right? For example, in one of the previous videos, I talk about, how value of an item, like candy, it can go up and down like stock market. During Halloween is the lowest. During Christmas, maybe higher because, there's no discount for candy during Christmas. It's less so compared to Halloween, right? It's always, so, learning, mastery of a subject definitely help with winning. So that's the best scientific way of telling one why bother learning philosophy. Because when you know more about a subject, you tend to be better at a game. It's like you've been playing you know this video game inside and out. It's very easy for you to defeat this game faster than everybody else, compared to somebody who is new, who is learning everything from scratch. Think about this gaming example, this gambling example, especially if you're gambling. I think this speaks to you. There will be obviously different type of demonstration of how learning various systems is way better than not knowing, right? This particular example is for gamblers out there.